What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Sideline Summit. I'm Antonio Perez, joined as always by Danny Coale, DC UPenn's finest, Chris Coulter, CB Coacher Boy. We got another great episode for you guys today. Lots to talk about. We're going to be giving our all rookie teams this year in the NBA. I know when we're looking back on this NBA draft, a little lackluster, but you'll find there have been at least 10 names that have stood out this year. But the main, steak and potatoes of the episode, we're going to be ranking the top 10 duos in the NBA. As you know, talent is at an all-time high, and there are teams where you could even debate who is exactly the duo. Like with the Thunder, is it SGA and Chet? Is it SGA J-Dub? With the Celtics, some people like to argue it's Tatum and Porzingis, but we really know it's Tatum and Brown. But regardless, that's besides the point. We'll be ranking all these amazing duos, and then at the end, Chris has a Would You Rather Big Three edition for us. So it's essentially like a king of the court type of style. We'll start with one and see who gets knocked off from there and whatnot. But before we get into any of that, remember, leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the post notifications so you don't miss an upload from any of the great shows on this network. Audio listeners, leave a like, follow the show, 5-star review, all that good stuff. And we can go to Danny for Summits and Plummets, who is live from New York, actually.
Yeah, we're in New York right now. St. Patrick's Day. That could be the summit. Beautiful weekend. And I'm going to Tampa on Wednesday, so can't complain about the weekend and upcoming. So we got a little Mustang on the way for Tampa. Turo.
There we go.
So that's
elite. Turo's elite.
On the other side of things, car wise, crack windshield. I was saying a little bit for the show. Yeah, no shot. Not fun.
It's rough, man. I would say it happens to the best of us, but it hasn't happened to me yet. Knock on wood. But
man, he said yet.
Yeah.
You better hope it don't.
I'm on the highway. I'm on those roads all the time. Like, hopefully I live a long, illustrious life to eventually have that happen. And if I don't, hey, I don't know.
They say sometimes it's luck, sometimes it's skill. But
skill.
Mine must have been a skill-based issue.
Getting your windshield cracked is a skill issue, guys. By the way,
it's
entirely avoidable.
Skill-based matchmaking.
Just swerve around the bolt, swerve around the rock. It'd be better,
or just drive ahead of everyone else,
or just swerve. Bend that. Never mind. Sorry, Jello.
There you
go. All right, bro.
We need Jello to drop. The music game is very desperate. I see Cardi on my timeline. Jello, please save us.
So you went 7 for 30. You went Allen Iverson stat line. Yuck.
I've seen some
rest in the playoffs type
Cardi videos, responses to his album. I don't know.
I don't know.
Everything I've seen on the timeline, they said his song with The Weeknd was his best one. And I'm not going to lie, I haven't listened to anything else. I'm just going to assume it is because Cardi does a pretty good job when he's paired up with Abel. So. Yeah,
my favorite songs are with Travis because I'm a Travis fan, obviously.
I'm sure that one's pretty. I haven't listened to it.
It's like
definitely listen to the Travis one. I have to listen to the Uzi one because 16-year-old me would beat me with rocks if I didn't.
So and it's 3 future ones too, 3 or 4 future ones. So it's some stuff.
We got some to work with.
You can be interested.
Yeah, Cardi singles though, I will pass. At the great age of 22, I think I'm good. But we could go to Chris for his summits and plummets.
Oh man, Summit like Danny. I'm going to the St. Patrick's Day parade in Dallas, and they do it like Mardi Gras in New Orleans. So it should be very, very lit. It's one of my friend's birthdays, so looking forward to that. That should be very, very fun. What? I don't know if this is a plummet or a summit. It's a something. It's a plum set. So let me tell you, I'm in the fantasy league, and early in the year, I raised concern about a trade that happened. Pascal Siakam and Luka Doncic traded for Paolo Banchero and 2 people worse than Paolo. By the way, I am playing against this team right now, and the reason why that trade sucked because that person already had Jokic and James Harden. Right. So now he has Luka, Jokic, and James Harden, and Najee Marshall at this point, which is basically like having James Harden without Kyrie Anthony Davis. If y'all been watching, he had 2 triple-doubles and double-doubles back-to-back. He's been going off. So I'm really in trouble right now, but my team's winning. I do have Trae Young on my team. We don't do field goal percentages in this league, so I'm looking good. But I will say this is probably my last year in this league because shenanigans like that can't happen in fantasy, especially when it's $500 on the line. I want to win my money. It's like I'm getting played right here. So I think that's a plum set that I am going to be done with this league. Going to be finding a new one in my next journey. And I love fantasy sports. I'm not good at fantasy football though, as the Sideline Summit League can tell. I'm not good, but I do enjoy it. I do enjoy it.
I mean,
so.
you got to what, the semifinals?
I think, and that was all off luck. I think it was luck. I just picked all my favorite players, and they end up being okay.
All right. So the thing is, like, the league should have like a voting for trades.
Yes, it used to be. We used to do that, and then like one year it was just like troll where everybody just like would vote against everything. So then they took it away, and then it was just like veto was in just the GMs. I mean not GMs, the like owner of the league's power. So like it was just like a thing where it went away.
Pay him off. Yo, I'll give you 20%. If you give me Trey and Luka, I'll give you 20% of the win.
You know how I go. So that's what we were dealing with. We were dealing with poo shiesties all over the league. Just shiesty the league.
Dirty work.
Yeah, I did help with the dirty work. I'm sorry. But next, I'm sorry. I don't want to put myself out there, but I did do some not cheating. I did do some asking around and buying around, talking around for my trades. That's all I'll say.
He tested the market.
I did,
man. We only did we had a work league for fantasy football, and someone was undefeated, and we tried giving the person playing the person that was undefeated Zay Flowers and somebody else. We tried giving them, and then the trade wouldn't go through. But then I wound up being the only person that beat that person all year. So
Danny's goated. Oh, and last summit, season 3 Invincible finale was elite. That was really, really good. So I think this is my last time. I enjoyed that very, very much.
The show is sneaky an industry plant because I haven't liked a single Invincible tweet, and it's all over my timeline. I'm like, okay, so maybe I should watch it.
It's the Dolce of TV shows.
But but it's just like, where did you like? You're like Invincible's not like Marvel or DC or anything. It is like it's just it's a comic though.
Yeah, it's just a comic. I have no idea where it came from before the show. Like people were like, "Oh, you don't know the comics." I'm like, they know it's a comic.
Yeah, the only thing I saw this little young bull who I know is Mark's like half brother.
Yeah, he's purple.
I saw him getting folded like a pretzel.
But they dribbled that boy like a basketball.
See, I was kind of laughing because the last clip I've seen before that was him like treating Mark weird and defending his dad. I was like, you. But you know, everyone's got their character arc. I get it. So
no, he got and
it was still funny. It was still funny because he came in on that timing. And then he got his teeth knocked out. So
no, you will enjoy it if you ever see that he got dribbled like an and1 basketball, literally off the ground, dribbled.
Yeah, he got cooked. He got cooked bad. So I got no plummets. Summit 1 is me and Danny. We won our flag debut on Wednesday. Danny, you would never guess it. He's actually Luke Kuechly. Danny was calling his own numbers on the blitz. And I'm like, you don't gotta ask me, dude. You're the team captain. Go for it. Which is weird. They automatically like went to me to like for the play call. I was like, look, all I did was set it up. And I was like, y'all can run what you want. But regardless, we got to win. I had 2 picks. I folded. I got caught at the 1. Not caught.
I got Chris. You about to have a pick 6. He made 2 people miss, and then
2. You're selling me way short. Everybody on that team got worked once. Quarterback came back for seconds.
Yeah, but you probably made a couple people miss, but then you also had people sprinting downfield trying to like get in the way and block. But nonetheless,
mind you, no one blocked because it would have been illegal.
It would have been illegal, but you trying to get in the way.
So no one.
But instead of cutting back,
here you go hating. Why are you hating?
I'm not hating.
Literally your player. Why are you hating?
I'm not hating. You should have.
You are hating. You're like, he did this, but people were blocking, and he actually should have pitched it, and da-da-da-da. Oh, my God. I saved us 2 possessions. Can I get a thank you? My goodness.
I'm not hating.
Anyway, you are hating. But anyway.
Nah, it's cat.
You are hating. But nice weather means tis the season. Baseball's around the corner. And I got this. I got a scorecard. And it's just so I can have it for like when covering baseball games and whatnot. But I'm fulfilling my destiny. If you know, you know. In 8th grade, I was supposed to be the manager for the baseball team because I wasn't going to run track anymore. It was going to be the last time I was going to do anything that wasn't football related. Like even me playing basketball in my senior year of high school was completely a last second decision. I was just like, I'm just going to play. I'm going to make the team anyway.
Crazy
So
work. This is insane,
yeah, I didn't
insane
end
way
up
to
doing that. I didn't end up doing that. I did. Really, I was going to end up doing spring football, but then I ended up doing track anyway. So yeah, I'm fulfilling my destiny with this. But that's enough of that. Let's
You know what that reminds me
go
of?
to these.
It reminds me of so back in the old men that go to baseball games. Like I feel like they'll just go to a Phillies game and just, like keep track of what happened on like by hand on a scorecard. It's pretty funny.
Yeah, no, they be bored. I would never do that if I'm paying USD to go to a game, but I'm making US currency to do it. So might as well be the most accurate that you can. But let's get into these NBA all rookie teams. And I'm not going to lie, when I'm drawing up my rookie teams, I'm pleasantly surprised with this group of rookies because obviously we weren't expecting too much, but I think we got 10 guys who are very valid all rookie members. Like I really do. I even struggled with with my fifth spot for the first team. I had 4 guys I was pretty sure I wanted on there, and then the fifth, we started talking. But do we just all want to go around with our first team first?
Yeah, for sure. I think we have one clear person probably gonna win rookie of the year at this point.
Yeah, as long as he just stays healthy. Yeah.
See, I play like
I can
5
start
more
with
games.
mine. I didn't mean to make it like a guard forward center thing, or like I didn't mean for it to be that build. It kind of just worked out that way. I have the Spurs, Stephon Castle, the Grizzlies, Jalen Wells, Atlanta Hawks, Zachary Risache, Memphis Grizzlies, Zach Edey, and then the last spot I gave it to Yves Missi from the New Orleans Pelicans. In a year where not a lot of things went good for New Orleans, I mean, you found a defensive anchor, a guy who's close to a double-double on a nightly basis. I think he's got plenty of potential. I think that's definitely a piece going forward. Just hopefully the New Orleans water doesn't get to him, but he's been a very pleasant surprise in my opinion. And then everybody else is, I guess doing what you could, I guess was expected. Edie's a great contributor. He allows Jaren to play the 4. Risache has done what he's been asked alongside of, Trey and Jalen Johnson when he was healthy, Dyson Daniels, and everybody knows Castle and Wells are it's a 2-man race for rookie of the year. So that's my first 5.
I'm gonna follow it up because my list is almost the exact same. I'm gonna swap Missi for Coale Ware though. I think
that's exactly that was literally the guy I was debating it with. So I ain't mad at that at all.
Yeah, exact same list, but I think Missi's fits more as a second team guy. That's fine.
Khalil Ware has been awesome. You had Heat fans talk about, we can trade Bam, bro. Khalil Ware is good enough. I'm like, whoa, let's slow down now. Chris, what about your first team?
Buzelis, right?
Yeah, huh? Oh no, not at all. But he has grown up a little bit.
I will put this out there right now. Modest is in my honorable mention. If he had consistent playing time all year, I'm no doubt he's first team.
Yeah, I think he makes my second team had he played a little more. He's better than I thought. I did think he sucked though. I thought he sucked. I was wrong. He doesn't suck, but
oh my god,
he's better than I thought. He's better than I thought.
All right, so my initial reaction to him was all because of 2K. He was like a 2K god, like 2K.
Oh yeah.
20.
Yeah, because he was early, coming out of high school, he was like mock first.
Yeah. So my original reaction to him was like, this guy's going to be good in the NBA, but he's just kind of average.
We're working on it. We're working on it. Anyway,
I think he can get better. He's better than Patrick Williams today, so I'll take that.
You're probably better than him.
Danny Stamp.
We'll see.
I got Stephon Castle. I got Zach Risache. Alex Sarr, Jalen Wells, and my 5th is none other than you're gonna like this, Isaiah Collier.
Gary McCain.
Isaiah
I
Collier
am.
cracked your first team.
I sure
Isaiah and Alex cracked your first team. Okay,
did.
so
I can
you
explain.
who? Okay, so you said you had Castle, Risache,
Mhm.
Ware, or Sar, Collier,
And Wells, Jalen Wells.
and Wells. Okay, so
Yep.
Edie. Okay, Edie and Misi were not on your first team.
Yep. And it was hard not to put honestly, y'all know I was talking about Misi as rookie of the year at a point. I really do like Misi a lot. And it was either him or Zach for me. Risache. It was either one of them two for me on that 5. And I think Sar's been showing a lot of why he was going to go number 1 when it was the talk of it. Because in NBA today, he's your prototype 5. He can shoot, pass, he defends decent enough, he boards well enough. I think he's rounding into what you thought you were going to get if you took him in that top 3. So I just want to give some respect to that. Same with Risache. I think he's shown a lot more than what he was showing in the beginning of the year. Obviously, because DeAndre Hunter moved out the way, it's a lot more playing time. But I like him a little more. And I think Jalen Wells probably been the most consistent rookie outside of Castle. So that was hard for me to just put Edie over. But I think Collier could have been off. Edie could have made Edie or Misi could have been on. But double doubles, 8-10 assists on the Jazz team is not good. They don't have a lot of scoring a lot of times because they've been playing hurt all year, playing to tank. I gave him the nod.
I think that's totally fine. I was definitely debating him maybe for a first team spot. I mean, the Castle and Wells and Risache, in my opinion, are complete locks.
Yeah.
I think Edie will probably, by the voters, will get a lock just because of how successful the Grizzlies are. And I mean, shout out the Grizzlies. Like when we're talking to Coach Jenkins in the offseason, it's like you guys are already like your record doesn't show, but you guys really are a top 4 team in the conference, and you have these picks, and they bring in 2 guys who like legit just help right away. Like Edie brings the most out of Jaren. Jalen Wells gives you that scoring punch off the bench at the guard position. It's I don't know, just a tremendous job by the Grizzlies, who I think when we talk about a functional front office, functional franchise, I don't think they're brought up enough just because they don't got that long coveted title. But for most of my life, they've been very good, like very very good. You ask like Kevin Durant, he used to go to war with the Memphis Grizzlies. So shout out them. But let's move on to the second team, which I'm gonna find a lot of names. Oh, and one more thing, Chris, I like that you shouted out SAR's passing numbers. Will not back it up. He very early on figured out how to pass out of that
that hub area,
high post area. Oh my, he's
Yes.
gonna make a living off that one day. Like I truly believe so.
You know what he does that I really like from there? He plays it kind of how Şengün did when he first got to the league. People probably didn't play as close attention to Şengün as they do now, but it's a lot of pass fakes. It's a lot of over the top pass fakes, a lot of handoff pass fakes that gets him to the rim to make the actual next pass, to make that drop off pass, to make that corner kick. And I think that's important for a rookie to learn, especially in the NBA now where you're always trying to kick for the 3 at the end of the day. The Wizards as a whole, they snapped on the draft. They hit on all 3 picks in the first round, in my opinion. But I think SAR's been a big connector for that.
So for my second team, I have Khalil Ware, who just missed my first team. I have Isaiah Collier, Alex Sarr, Bub Carrington. I gave my last spot to Kyle Filipowski, who, when you say the name Kyle Filipowski, you're like, the first thing that goes in your mind is, oh, yeah, first round pick. Second round pick, technically, and he's found his way on this team. He's carved himself out a pretty nice role, regardless of I don't even want to say what he's doing off the court, what's happening to him off the court. But I just want to shout out Kyle Filipowski. He gets my 10th and final spot on the all rookie teams. And then of course honorable mentions. I gave Modest an honorable mention. Jared McCain was on pace to go be like unanimous rookie of the year. Like is
for sure
an unbelievable off like, and the worst part is he got hurt when these 30 balls were consistent. And he was starting to figure out how to run the O without the like. I don't know if it would have resulted in real success for Philly, but hate to see it. And then Jamal Shed up in Toronto. I liked him before the pre-draft. I liked him in the pre-draft process.
He's a baller.
Not anything specific about his game in the I mean, of course, great basketball player, but it's like when you play for a team like Houston, and he's going to a team like Toronto that is trying to recapture that winning culture, I think that's a perfect place. And he kind of like easily fit in for Davion Mitchell.
Yep.
He kind of made Davion Mitchell expendable. He's a
Yes.
younger, better version. So big fan of him. If he had a little bit longer of a leash or could get some more touches, we're talking about a second team all rookie. But shout out Jamal though.
Yeah.
1000%.
So 3 of those players are the same for me. It's Misi, Collier, and Sar. The 2 players that are different are Klingon. I think Klingon's been awesome lately. And I think down the stretch, Connect has picked it up after he got traded and untraded. So Connect has looked better, in my opinion, lately. Kind of picking up with Luka, kind of filling that role of just more of like a 3-and-D fully, rather than having make him create. So, yeah, I think being on a playoff successful team matters too. So like Bub Carrington, I think he's an honorable mention off the list for me, but like he's doing awesome stuff.
I think that's fair.
The Wizards.
I think that's fair. I don't want to judge because most of the time they're getting drafted to bad teams anyway. But I think it's a fair process. Like if somebody wants to dock Alex R for only averaging 11 points on the Wizards when it's just you and Jordan Poole out there, be my guest. I'm fine getting jokes off, but no, I think that's fine. I was thinking Connect on that last spot with Filipowski. I just feel like
like Klingon.
I thought about Klingon too. Bub Carrington was making it for me regardless. He's like the third Thompson twin. Like that. That's how I envision him.
Apparently, he's a Baltimore pride. They love him in Baltimore.
Yeah, Bub is the good. Bub's been the good for a while, especially in Baltimore. He got that love that Bones gets in Delaware. Oh, not Delaware. Oh yeah, in Delaware, right?
Yeah, Delaware.
Yeah. He gets that same love because Bub been good.
Island, bro.
That Delaware love need to go to Amiri Stewart. I promise you, he better than Bones today. But yeah, don't let me ever call a Wizards game. I'm gonna say Bub Carrington for 2. But I think the only thing that made me lean away from Dalton Connect for my last spot is I think he had too long of a stretch where he was shooting like a quite literally abysmal. He had a hot start to the season. I would say for more often than not, he's been pretty off. But I think that's completely fine. It's all about the averages at the end of the day. So, Chris, what's the second team look like?
Khalil Ware, who barely missed my first team. Yves Misi, Zach Edey. I have Bub Carrington as well, one of my favorite rookies. And I have Kaishan George. I was going to put
legend, Miami legend.
I was going to put Filipowski. It was one of those two. And I just love the Wizards draft. But I think they did really, really good for what they're going to do. What they're trying to do is getting out of the hole. I think they drafted really well this year. But I want to give some love to Filipowski, as you said, connecting Klingon. I know we already mentioned it, but if Chauncey Billups didn't hate Dominic Klingon, he probably would be rookie of the year because he would average 12 and 12. Like he would literally be Walker Kessler on the Blazers.
He is a 12 and 12. Like
Chauncey Billups hates him, so I have no idea why. But
I watched the game. He played elite rim stopper, decent out in space.
He's Kessler, just a tad less mobile, but he's Kessler. He boards well. He makes the next connecting pass. I like Klingon a lot, and I think it's just they had 74 centers over there they were trying to play, so he kind of got buried. But
he did get gamed the other night though.
By Walk On Me Bridges.
Oh my god.
Yeah, bro. By the
That's
Brooklyn
a crazy
Bridge.
Name. It was supposed to be like
by the Brooklyn Bridges.
Yeah.
Brooklyn Bridges. Yeah, but I do have to say
he walked right across and then he went to the Knicks. That's exactly what happened.
Yeah. All rookie team is something I am very passionate about, though. I do have to say.
I love it.
2017, Ben Simmons, unanimous all rookie first team. Duh. Donovan Mitchell, all rookie first team, unanimous.
Rookie.
Duh. We'll go with that. Jason Tatum got 99 of 100 votes. Wasn't unanimous first team.
Probably a hater in Philly. Probably Marcus Spears.
I have no idea how. Like I have no idea how he wasn't on somebody's first team. And I think to round out those teams, I think it was Kuz. Lonzo
probably
didn't make
Marcus
first team.
It had to be Marcus Hayes, right? It didn't vote for Tatum.
I have no idea, dude. I wish I could hunt that reporter down. Now,
Wait, do you
Lonzo
know who
made
Marcus
second
Hayes is,
team.
Chris?
I know who Marcus Hayes is. Oh,
Chris.
well,
You know who Marcus Hayes is?
Hayes or Haynes?
Hayes.
I don't know. I know
he's
Haynes.
he's a Philly reporter who loves talking out of line.
Oh,
And
no,
Embiid
I
shoved,
might have
that's the one Embiid shoved in the locker for talking about his son.
He said he shoved him in a locker.
It's
said he beat him up, took his lunch money.
I don't blame him.
Oh my god!
Talk about his son like that.
Hung him by a flagpole by his underwear.
Why not?
Warranted. all the cartoonish shenanigans. But that was a great warm up to start the episode. I do have to say, I'm really proud of this rookie class. I mean, we're talking about what did we mention? Maybe like 13, 14 guys in total that could have maybe made these teams. Not bad for a draft class that didn't have the utmost stardom, but these guys came in and they were impactful immediately. So salute to them. But
next year will be cinema.
Yes, next year will be. That's going to be.
Trey Johnson will be on that first team. Don't forget. Told y'all.
We'll get into these top 10 duos. We'll start from the top. We'll start with everybody's one, and go from there. I will say the criteria for my list is a little bit all over the place. For some duos, the talent just outweighs whatever else they got going on, whether they haven't been together long or the success isn't there. The talent is too much for me to do that. For other duos, they might not be the most talented. They've been doing this for a long time together. They win, and and for others, it's their compatibility together. It's not necessarily like spoiler, like Jokic Murray is somewhere on this list. Yeah, they're somewhere on this list. Jokic is, of course, carrying it talent-wise, but the way he works with Jamal Murray is beautiful. That them as a duo is going to outdo some of these other groups. That's just my criteria specifically. It's kind of like how much is something, how important is the talent, the longevity, the success. How, every duo is going to be a little different, but yeah. Who wants to get it kicked off with their one?
LeBron James and Luka Doncic.
Okay, I figured that would be everyone else's one.
Yeah, that's my one too.
I have Tatum and Brown.
Yeah, I mean it's obvious. That's one of
the first two because those are
Luka and LeBron are literally my two, and they were going to be my top two regardless. JT and JB. What separates them is, of course, they've just been playing together longer. And it's not like they're not. I mean, they're walking out there scoring 50 every night while also covering the other team's best players. So again, if you call me hometown bias, or I won't say hometown bias, but bias, that's entirely fine.
Though.
I have Luka and LeBron right there, the two best playmakers in the world, or two of the three, and just great offensive engines. Who'd you guys have it to?
I mean,
yeah, I had JT, and JT's biggest hater, Jaylen Brown.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's so funny because I mentioned the compatibility part because a lot of people like to say Tatum and Brown aren't necessarily compatible because they do the same thing. But it's like, when is that ever a bad thing? Just you have Jason Tatum, the all NBA top 5 player in the world. Let's clone like 80% of him. That 20% being the playmaking. But the rest of it, though, it is basically what you're getting out of Jaylen Brown. Just a Tatum light. Except he's older and he hasn't learned how to pass the ball yet. But we're relatively on. We're on track here. At number 3, I had Giannis and Dame. Second year under. Yeah, second year under with those two. They've looked great. They've looked really great.
That's all they got up there, Milwaukee.
Seemingly, it's enough for guys like us to sit up there and like, you know what? They got Giannis and Dame. I have to give them a fighter's chance,
Yeah.
Chris, did you also have Dame and Giannis at 3?
No, I have them at 4, though.
Okay, who do you have at 3?
I have Donovan Mitchell, Evan Mobley.
Ooh, okay. I have them a little bit lower, but I was definitely considering them a little bit higher. Why them over Dame and Giannis?
The only reason I think is because I think together they're a little more dynamic. Only because of age. I think you put Giannis's offense and defense together is better than Mobley's, but I would take in today Donovan Mitchell offense over them. And I think just Mobley's ability to be able to switch out, play the 5, play the 4, do everything he does for them, and then Donovan Mitchell to be able to play the 2 or play the 1 when Ty Jerome's in and kind of let Jerome play off ball or them kind of work off each other. I think just the switchability of that gave me the edge to them. But I had Damon and Giannis right under. I had them at 4 just because they were the ones that was like the trickiest to me because I really like Mobley's ascension. Like I said, it's not going to show it on the stat sheet. It's not going to show it as much in his averages over the year, but I think his jump on both sides of the ball is what's keeping Cleveland as that 1 seed. So I gave him the edge. But I had Damon and Giannis next.
That's fair. I think that's very fair to say them at 3. But my 4 isn't them. It's Kevin Durant and Devin Booker.
Okay. So I would say off raw talent, yeah, they would absolutely be that high. I do have them a little bit way down the list just because they're an absolute mess down there in Phoenix. Not necessarily their fault, but you look at the 2 head honchos, it's like do something. But I mean, this is not much to be done. I don't hate them at 4. At 4, I have what in my eyes is a little bit better version of Mitchell and Mobley just because of who one of these guys is. I have SGA and Chet. I know Chet hasn't played all too much this year, but he's starting to work his way back. And I mean, what else can I really say about SGA this season? Arguably the MVP, the favorite to win MVP, should win MVP. He, I think, he does basically everything better than Donovan Mitchell besides shoot the 3 ball. And then Chet and Mobley. I know last time we talked about this, I said Mobley's having the better year. I do think Chet is the better player in general, though. But I think that's kind of like a pick your poison thing. So I have them at 4. Chris, did you have
you named 4.
Yeah,
Damon named 4.
Okay, gotcha.
I mean, I'll kick it off. My 5 is Mitchell and Garland. I'm not in Garland. Garland or Mobley, whoever you want to name. The Cavs too.
Yeah, they're another team where you could probably talk about who is the actual duo there, but I would say Mitch and Mobes.
Yeah, I mean Garland used to be the 2, but now it's Mobley.
I would say so. Mobley's ascension has deserved.
I think it's really because of the other side of the ball too. Him being able to actually not be punished on defense every time. I think that.
Yeah, and like Garland's such a plus at this point. Like if Garland has like a lights out shooting night, they're the only thing that could quite possibly mess that up is a Porzingis lights out shooting night. They're both like they're both like that +1. But my 5, I got Jokic and Murray, the championship stamped. Probably the most compatible pair on this list. Jokic, best player in the world, again, has a really great argument for MVP again this year. Murray, probably the worst player on this list in totality, but you throw him next to Jokic, and especially in a playoff setting, Jamal Murray gets serious. So I have them in my 5. And then my 6 is a duo that you guys have both already. I have Donovan Mitchell, Evan Mobley here. I could certainly see an argument for them at a couple spots up. They probably, I don't want to say they have the worst compatibility here. I don't want to say that. I don't know. Maybe I'll look back on my list and see who was the worst compatibility. It's definitely not them though. But that's where I have Mitchell and Mobley.
That's fair. Chris, how about your 5 and 6?
Yeah, my 5 is Jokic and Murray, and then my 6 is KD and Book. I want to put KD and Book higher just off talent. I think they're probably the 3rd most talented outside of Luka, Brian, JT, and JT biggest hater. Outside of that, I was gonna put them a little higher, but they've been disappointing on the floor. Like, and that it's a bunch of reasons why they just have been. So I couldn't put them any higher, but yeah, and it hurts because y'all know I'm a huge Book's my guy, KD's my guy, but it's like y'all got to produce at some point to be in that top 3, top 5 situation, and they just haven't.
Yeah,
they produce individually, not as a team. Not a team though.
Yeah, that's true. Tatum and Brown for a while. Like, I wouldn't say they were like horrible. They definitely were never as bad as Phoenix is.
And they still were making the playoffs at least getting into not having to do a play-in game. Like at least even when they were having their issue.
Only time they ever had to do a play-in game, Jaylen Brown was hurt for half of the year, and then
Yeah.
he was out for the rest of the season. So it was Tatum. That was a great time, man. Tatum had like 450 balls in the matter of like a month and a half. Had a 50 ball in the play-in, a 50 ball in the playoffs. What a time.
Yeah.
My number 7 is a very fresh duo, just like Braun and
I didn't name my 6 yet.
Go ahead.
Yeah, my 6 is crazy. When healthy, I'm gonna say Embiid and Maxey.
Ooh. I don't even know if I would take. I'd probably take him over one duo I have on this list when healthy. Yeah,
I'm saying when healthy, I think Embiid and Maxey are some of the best talent on this list. So,
they would probably be my 10 but my list features availability as part of the
yeah, I mean that's why I said when healthy.
Part of the criteria.
That's also why I put KD and Booker as high as I did because I think when everything's said and done and everyone's healthy, there's not many people I'm taking over those two.
We're playing hypotheticals then for taking availability.
I'm saying
out of
the playing field's even. Everyone's healthy. Everyone's available. You go to a park and there's 10 duos lined up. Which two are you taking?
Yeah, I certainly wouldn't be taking. We're playing on a blacktop. Yeah, certainly miss me with Mr. Embiid. Thank you.
Nah, they got hardwood.
Be calling it after 3 up and downs.
Man, they got hardwood on the park. It's cool.
Yeah, I'm so sure. It's still count me out for Embiid pickup ball.
Yeah, all natural.
You don't like playing,
basketball.
Dude. You don't want to play with a guy who's always calling fouls. It's like, dude, it's pickup. Like, bro, you either gonna live or you won't. Now, I mean, when healthy, I guess I could see the argument. If I would certainly say Maxey would be giving Jamal Murray a run for his money on who the worst player on the list would be.
Yeah, for sure.
But Embiid obviously carries a big load of that. So,
yeah.
Number 7, I have Steph Curry and Jimmy Butler, who have been quite the duo since they've linked up. I mean, Jimmy Butler might have just gave Steph Curry another couple years. Curry was doing a lot of
last night.
Curry was talking about, this is my last dunk. I don't know how much time I got left. Well, Mr. Butler just extended your career a good 3 years. I think you'll be okay as long as y'all that contract don't look too bad because whatever you can pay Butler to make Curry's longevity even greater, all worth it in my opinion. They've been absolutely phenomenal. Steph Curry's found, as Braun fans would say, another prime.
Or a German doctor named Jimmy Butler.
The German doctor. Or as Chris will call Curry, Weirdo Wardell.
Weirdo Wardell. Do you know how weird you have to be to stand there in an NBA game and shoot more than 23s and make 14 of them? Do you know how crazy you have to be to see your 13th one go in? Like, you know what? I got another one in and shoot it up there. Are you serious?
That crazy. One single skill could legit turn like, I don't think of the worst basketball player you know. I think that like the ability to have Steph Curry shooting will probably turn the worst player you know into a Hall of Famer.
It would turn Russell Westbrook into the best player of all time.
No, for sure, easily.
No matter if he turns the ball over 12 times.
You could probably give any like top 50 player all time Steph Curry shooting. They're teleporting to the top 5,
except for John Stockton.
Give Paul Pierce his.
Give Paul Pierce.
I'm pushing the line. I think.
Let's just take away his podcast mic so people understand how good he actually was at basketball. Let's just do that.
It's crazy because his podcast stuff is so much better than his ESPN stuff, but
way better.
Yeah, Chris, who do you have at 7?
I have Shea and Dub at 7.
Dub, okay.
Yeah, I don't think Chet's the second. I think, but okay. When I say
I agree.
I love Chet, and I think Chet's ability to not be the second, but to sometimes be the second is what I think makes him really good. Because I think Chet provides him a lot of versatility, being able to stretch the floor, being able to play double bigs because he can move in puppies on defense, do all those things. But I think the thing that the Thunder are missing the most in any point in time is to being able to score sometimes. And I think that's where Dub comes in at a lot, being able to create, being able to to play make. So that's why I give him the edge. I'm not one of those guys who think like it's got to be Dub, but if I choose, I'd be Dub. And I think they work well off each other, having very similar games. And that doesn't happen as often. Like, especially when you have anybody who's just a knockdown 40% shooter out of the duo and then being able to work as well as they do together, which I think Chet helps a lot of. But yeah, that's why I give it to Dub. I think they've been really good. First All-Star appearance, show them some love.
Yeah. Danny, who do you have at 7?
Yeah, my 7 is pretty clear to me, and it's Shea and Dove for me too.
Okay.
I feel like
so you guys both have Dub instead of Chet. Okay.
I think that Shea carries the load a little bit here, but like you said, like J Dub is like not he's almost with Maxey for being the worst player on the list.
Dove is a lot better defensively. And he's a lot more efficient.
He doesn't provide the same offense, like spark takeover ability that Maxey does.
I mean, Maxey does, but how many shots is it going to take him? Is it going to result in positive basketball? Because for as much as Maxey's scoring, he's got a little bit of a Levine effect. For every bucket he makes is a bucket he gives up. So I remember Zach LaVine 1 year for the Bulls had a exact year plus minus of 0. I'm not saying that's a direct, offensive defensive output, but that's pure he hooping plus minus. No, I think this is the one. Like I've on another show, like they had like Tatum and Porzingis as the duo, and it's just like I don't get the infatuation with making Kristaps the second best player on the Celtics. He's not even the third best player in my opinion. I'd put Derek White at 3 before Porzingis. Porzingis is better at basketball than Derek White. But in the Celtics system, Derek White is the better player. Porzingis, to me, it's bad enough that when Jaylen Brown gets the ball, the possession is virtually over. No one else is getting the ball. When Porzingis gets the ball, it is 1,000% over. If he gets a high post touch, everyone get back on defense because no one else is getting the ball. Unless you feel like offensive rebounding. Granted, he does make like 60% of those post-ups, but, the ball sticks a little bit too much with him. And I'll die on the hill that if we were guaranteed Al Horford at his not career best, but like for what he is now, the absolute best we could get out of Al Horford, I think the Celtics would be a more fluent basketball team. I don't know about better, but more fluent with him in the 5 instead of Porzingis. However, I'll shut my mouth because I know Porzingis is bound for a 30-footer in a big moment in the finals. So I digress. The point of it is that Chet and J-Dub is a lot more of an argument than Jaylen Brown and Kristaps Porzingis. That leaves us at the 8th spot, where I'm going to show some love to Jalen Brunson and Karl Anthony Towns. Got them at 8. I even consider them higher than Wardell and Butler. A little too much star power going on over there. Cat's cooled off just a little bit from that amazing first half of the season he had. Brunson's still doing amazing. So shout out to those brothers in New York. Prayers on for Cat though. Draymond Green, you're an asshole.
And Baron Davis, even though you're legendary, that was bad hoops. Yeah, I have Towns and JB at 8 too.
Love it.
Yeah, like I said, health considered, I know they haven't played much. It's Kyrie Irving and Anthony Davis.
Okay. Yeah, definitely health consideration on that one. But I gave them some thought. I gave them honorable mention off that alone. Same with Embiid and Maxey.
Yeah, it's the thing is like Kyrie got hurt towards ACL, so I understand why you're not putting it right now. But if we made our list kind of differently, but look, Kyrie and AD, if you put them to it, like I said, if you go to a park, they're not picked last. They're also not off the list. Those two duos would be playing.
I think that's fair. I've only seen him play 3/4 of basketball together, so I can't do it.
At a park, I'm not picking Towns and Jalen Brunson. I know that for a fact. So they would be on my team. At a park,
dude. You could put whoever you want. You could put whoever you want next to Kyrie Irving. That team's getting picked for me.
Yeah.
Yep. Kyrie.
Was it Brandon Jennings who said this? Who said if Kyrie come down 1-on-1 and he missed, the rim's tripping.
The rim's tripping. Yeah, that's a fact.
Yeah,
I agree.
I've seen less riding at Six Flags. Like
Wow.
wow. But let's
Rest in
move.
peace,
Let's move to number
King
9.
Ka.
Yeah, salute. I never went on it. No shot.
No
My brother
shot.
did though. No, it's really crazy. From like the top of King to Kai, you can see New York and you can see Philadelphia.
It's insane.
I need,
That's that
I need
high.
to get on that ride. I need to.
They got rid of it, dude.
No.
Yeah.
They knocked it down.
It's an
I'm all
entire
for it,
safety
too.
hazard, dude. Like 36 people have passed
Who
away.
cares about safety? I can go in the car right now. Boom, all over. Let me get on that ride and see what it's like.
It's literally called a thrill park.
Yeah, and then like on that King to Kai, they had like another ride like between it. It was called, I think, the Drop of Doom. It was just like one
That's
where you go
insane.
all the way up and then you just drop very
Like
fast.
the giant
Yo,
drop. Yeah.
you know what's crazy?
Sounds-
You
that's
know, I
my
always
feet.
thought
People lost
it's
just so
a
much on
complete
that.
side note. The thing I found crazy about these rides, it's like their names are like death, drop of doom. You're expecting like
Yeah. The Six Flags was cool though. They had a lot of like they had the Green Lantern one, which was known to be like a standing roller coaster, Superman, Bizarro, which was just backwards Superman.
Yeah.
So a backwards roller coaster. That was pretty cool. Six Flags was awesome.
Low-key Six Flags around the world just finessed and just made all the rides the same, but just changed the names. Like all the rides you name, I'm like, oh, that's called the V2 with the Gurney one. Oh, that's called we're on to you. We're on to you.
Six Flags, you've been caught.
You've been summoned.
Let's move to number 9. Number 9 is where I have Durant and Booker. If we're talking talent, I'm picking these dudes up at the park. Top 2, probably not even 2, because we know how Kevin Durant gets down in open runs, especially outdoors. But this is probably the least successful of the groups mentioned, and that includes a couple groups that's been together for a month. So, I have them this low, but the talent is most certainly there. I'm just very disappointed with the success and the availability. They've hardly played any games together in comparison to games, missed. So I have them at 9.
Yeah, my 9 is Widow Wardell and Jimmy.
Okay.
My 9.
Okay. Yeah,
I
I felt
think
like I might have had them a little high, but no
I
regret.
think yours is pretty on brand, and like I said, they've done well in their short period of time. And I think what I take into account that could move them up is just playoff performance. I think they will perform together in the playoffs. So I think that's a good enough reason to have them where you have them too.
yeah. Might come as a little bit of a shocker. My 9 is Vic and Fox.
Hey, let you cook, I say. I mean, if you have AD and Kyrie on your list, there's nothing stopping you from that.
Yeah, I think we'll see the true power of this duo next year. They both ended the season with a kind of unfortunate injuries. But the difference is Vic should be healthy fully next year, and Fox can be healthy all next year. Kyrie's not coming back to like January, February earliest. So
yeah, I don't see why Kyrie will be suiting up next year outside of his complete love for the game, which he has indeed. But
he said, "For the love of the game."
Literally for the love of the game, only reason he'll be coming back. I thought it was funny. I saw a video of Porzingis getting shots up earlier. You remember earlier this week he tweeted out he was like, I have like an unknown illness. They was like he has don't get hurt. He said we don't need you until Aprilitis. Don't get hurt before Meningitis. It's sadly true. Like they're putting this dude in the carbonite until it's time. He might even sit the first round if they play like Miami or even a banged up Orlando team. But let's move to the
round off 10.
final spot. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I'll round off 10 where I'm at. It's I got Steph and Jimmy.
Okay.
I don't like the age factor. Honestly, completely. It's their only reason. But they're dogs. I think what they've shown what they can provide. But like the way like I said, the way I was looking at it, I'm taking Fox and Vic at a park over Steph and Jimmy. I don't know about you. I am.
I'm not.
Chris probably is too.
Vic and Wemby over who? One more time.
At a park, Vic and Wemby
over Curry and Jimmy Butler in a street ball setting?
I do have to think about it. I do have to think. Yeah,
I'm taking it because it's just Steph.
yeah. No, you know why? I think I give the edge to. Ooh, yes, that is rough. I think it'll be close. I think I give the edge to the Spurs. Ooh, it's close.
It's close, right? It's close.
I think Wardell alone is fending off.
Because what do you do when the Spurs do get the ball? And Fox is faster than both of those people. That's my only thing. Like, because while the Warriors have it, I think.
Don't worry. Well, if the Warriors team gets the ball first, don't worry. Wardell's not. He's not gonna miss it.
But when Jimmy tries that post-up turnaround nonsense and there's no fouls out there, then what?
Bang! He smacked that. He's sending that to. He's sending that to France.
I think that'll be interesting though. That's actually a super interesting game. Just because Jimmy not
Curry's 21-0 them on his lonesome. We're good.
I would love to see Curry 21. I mean, he did it to Vic once in the Olympics.
I promise you, Curry would 21-0 them. I genuinely do not see him missing in a street ball setting. Zero pressure, shirts first skins. Like, I don't think he's gonna miss. This is a lot of ball don't stop talk, by the way. But
it is. But that's how I made my team. That's how I made my list. So
yeah. That's how you made your list, and Tatum and Brown aren't first. It's very interesting.
Yes, dude. Luka and LeBron would not lose in a blacktop game.
They got a guard.
Yeah, I know. They're fine.
And on top of that, Luka can't get past Jaylen Brown for whatever reason. So that matchup, that side of the matchup's a wash, and then you have LeBron versus his mini-me Swiss Army knife. It would be peak cinema.
Peak cinema. LeBron's ISO ball all day.
At 10, I guess it's probably coming a shocker. I don't think you guys are the biggest fan clubs of these dudes. But me personally, I got Halliburton and Siakam.
Yeah, I'm not that high on
I like them. They're available. Halliburton's turning up at the right time. Siakam, ever so reliable, Mr. Consistent. Big fan. That was not a foul,
by the way.
Oh, yeah, it definitely wasn't. He got dropped. It wasn't a foul.
Regardless, Giannis got FaceTime.
Oh, he got dropped. He definitely got dropped.
Regardless, he got to pick up that phone because he got FaceTimed.
He got dropped. He definitely got dropped.
Giannis got to go to jail. He's going to FaceTime.
Wow. Dirty.
But that's my 10.
Ball, taco fall, ain't our ball? Lakers in 5.
Chris, who do you have for your 10th and final spot?
I have two of my favorite players.
Tell me why it's Ja and Desmond Bane.
No, I'm going to tell you why it's Josh Hart and Miles McBride. No.
Ja and Desmond Bane, you left off like their actively best player this year.
Who? John Morant is still on that list. Don't you give me that. We'll talk soon.
Look, I'll take Ja to go to war over Jaren 1,000%, but Jaren has been better this year.
I see what you did there by go to war.
What does that mean? But that wasn't even a Ja joke, man. That's crazy.
Cook so I think my team might be unpopular, but if you've been watching this year, these two have been the top 10. I think it's James Harden and Zubac. And the reason I say that,
I was considering Harden and Powell, but
yeah, I think Powell's been a little hurt, a little bit, in and out. And I think that's why I gave it to, because I was thinking Powell too. But Zubac has been 15 and 13 this year, at the least, and been 18 and 12 at points. And I think James has, I guess, revitalized Zubac's career because Zubac's only been getting better. But I think James is back working that pick and roll. He's doing the rebounds, assists, points. He's doing a little bit of everything. And I think Zubac and him have been the constants that's been keeping this Clippers team in contention of staying out of play-in for one and, making a run in the playoffs. So I gave them the 10th spot. I had some honorable mentions. I had Paolo and Franz. Comes to a big fan of those two.
Yep.
Vic and Fox were one of my honorable mentions, and I had AD and Kyrie. Only reason I didn't put them on the list is because they played 16 minutes together, so I just left them off. But those three are my honorable mentions. I think y'all mentioned them already, but yeah, those are my three.
Yeah, for sure.
I think that's fair. Yeah, I don't even want to say I guess I can say honorable mention, but like they're just, these guys are on bad teams and they're not going to get the love that they get. Barrett and Barnes,
Trae Young and Dyson Daniels
been great. Jalen Johnson and Trae Young, where they necessarily been healthy, but
Dyson Daniels are missing out. Wrong
the
player.
Duo, Jalen Johnson and Trae Young, they are both absolutely better basketball players than Dyson Daniels. Dyson Daniels is very cool though, great defender.
Probably the best defender in the league right now. Probably.
Yeah,
I would need him out there with
in the league in stocks. It took him about 3 weeks to pass Wemby. But
Hey, get ready for shenanigans, Tone. The Heat play the Celtics tonight, so
that's why I saw KP was warming up a little bit. Got to knock some of the rust off before we get in April. But what's it? I would say another like really like bad team duo. I was saying I'm trying to give somebody some. I mean, like Larry Markkinen and Jordan Clarkson, but I mean Zion's been great too.
Just who's been his pair?
Yeah, that's
the only problem.
Who's been healthy enough to be his Trey Murphy? Please.
Is it all rookie second teamer? Me. Talk soon.
Yeah. Please forgive me, Trey Murphy. Trey Murphy, you're goated. You and Z have been doing your thing when Z's healthy. But yeah, let's move on to the final part of the episode, a would you rather edition of Big Three. And these, Chris said these are all time, so me and Danny are finding out whatever we're talking about live right now.
It's not gonna be that old, I promise. So the one, or it might be.
He gonna make Bob Cousy.
Oh, no, I left him off. Nobody who wore only Chuck Taylors can be on this list. That is a little too far. So sorry, Bill Russell. But so the would you rather? I think I put Wade, Brown, and Bosch as like the moniker, just because I mean they're the Heatles. But the first would you rather Bron, Wade, and Bosch or Run TMC? Tim Hardaway, Chris Mullin, Mitch Richmond.
I'll give it to the Heatles here.
Agreed. That was pretty easy. Would you rather the Heatles or Bird, Parrish, McHale?
I want to give it to Bird, Parrish, McHale for longevity. They won a couple more titles together. Did it basically over a span of a decade.
Yeah, we going talent.
I mean, Kevin,
or what?
I'm going success, talent. Chalk it up. It's over. It's Kyrie Harden. That's undebatable. But they didn't win anything, so I wouldn't put them over anyone really.
Yeah, then I'm taking Bird here. Bird and Parrish. It's just
McHale.
No way.
I think one of the most underrated players.
100% is one of the most underrated players. 100%.
Yeah. Celtics all-time leading scorer. You would just guess it's Larry Bird. It's actually Kevin McHale.
Yep. And without Kevin McHale, there's no Sabonis, no Şengün, no players who do actual post moves and spin around. So we have to thank Kevin McHale for his service.
He's the reason we have white people.
Yep.
No.
Exactly. 1 of 100,000.
So that knocks off the Heatles rough. So would you rather Bird, Parrish, McHale, Kareem, Magic, Worthy?
Kareem, Magic, Worthy. They were
that's
more successful in the same era.
Yeah,
I think it's only fair.
They were my sleeper pick for the one who makes out of this.
Yeah.
But the next one is where it gets fun. Would you rather Kareem, Magic, Worthy or Michael, Scotty, and Dennis? Because remember, they didn't win all 6 together.
Yeah, technically Michael. I mean, they were together for 3 years and they won 3. I mean, that is maxed out
100%
winning.
Yeah.
I'm taking Kareem, Magic, Worthy.
I'm gonna go with the Bulls. And shout out Michael Jordan. He put Dennis Rodman on a leash to get that done. That takes a lot of team camaraderie, I think. I'm gonna go with the Bulls on this one.
I like that.
Tiebreaker, Chris.
That's so interesting. So fun. So my thing, the way I even put this list together, just like Lorena mentioned, I thought of talent and success, but I put them both together. So for me personally, like I think it's the most talented trio here was K, James, and Russ. But I think since they didn't win anything, I can see him being down from that last one. Or the Mike Scotty Rodman or the Kareem Magic Worthy? Which one do we move on with?
You're the tiebreaker.
Okay.
There's your choice. If it pains you to say something good about Jordan's Bulls, we can go with the Lakers one. It is okay.
It's literally making my liver hurt to think about it. And it's funny,
Don't worry, Jordan's hurts too.
I say liver and Michael Jordan, same sentence. I'm gonna go Mike Scotty Rodman to break the tie. Mike Scotty Rodman.
Okay. We move them.
Okay, so
Chicago kid.
do we go Mike? Yeah, and it hurts me. My actual liver's hurting. Mike, Scotty, and Rodman, or and this is gonna be easy of going to say that. Kyrie, KD, James. Even though they didn't win anything, pure talent on the
Gotta
table.
go with Mike.
I
Gotta
know.
go, but look, pure talent. I'm gonna go
It's
KD,
2-3.
Kyrie, and Harden every single time.
2-3.
Unfortunately, Kyrie stepped on lucky,
He did.
and it ruined it all. All Kyrie had to do was just go to the locker room, and they was chip bound. They wouldn't have lost another game the entire playoffs.
Thought. Yeah, so we'll move forward with Mike, Scotty, Rodman, or sorry, Tom. KG, Pierce, Allen.
No,
That's not a question.
Sorry. Sorry.
Big three Celtics, baby.
No. But on the Nets though.
Ooh, not the outstanding version. We're talking about the first version.
He called them the outstanding version. Oh my god.
The KG outstanding edition.
But that man was holding that basketball, screaming. I know his lungs were hurting after that.
Oh my god! All I can think about is him about to fight Dwight when Dwight was on the Rockets, dude.
Yeah, we did it.
That was a classic.
Actually, that next picture. Okay,
We did it.
the next one is KD, Russ, and James, which I know you're gonna pick.
Yeah, we're going with the Bulls.
Yeah, as much as I love them, but
Yeah. And then oh no, where'd it go? I just had my list. Oh, here it is. No, where my
Bron,
big three
Kyrie,
is.
and Kevin Love. That's the best.
I
trio
did have
of
them
all
on the
time.
list. Oh, here it is. Okay, yeah. So my next one is
I think there's only like one trio you can pull out to like take
Yeah,
the
if
Bulls
you-
off the helm.
Steph, Dre, and Clay. That was the next three.
Wait, Steph Dre and Clay or Steph KD and Clay?
I did Dre and Clay because they were the originators. I personally was thinking of putting Steph, Clay, and KD. And if that's gonna be the three,
That's
They
the
didn't
three.
win
That's
a
the three.
championship.
if you did all right, if you did Steph, KD, and then insert one of the other two, I will take the Warriors. If it's Steph, Clay, Dre, give me the Bulls.
Yeah,
I think I'm
with
going
you.
with what you said because I was in between who the third was gonna be. So yeah, let's do Steph, KD, insert one.
I
of
will
them.
also say, if we're talking just pure like how these three dudes play basketball with each other, Steph, Clay, and Dre is pretty unbeatable.
You see why
They won 73 basketball games
and they lied.
in a season.
With Harrison Barnes playing.
Thank you, Harrison Barnes, for your service. I appreciate you, brother. Thank you. You are the reason why Brian got that ring. Thank you.
Bro,
You
I
were
made
the-
him, dude. I made him miss a free throw. I told him he sucks, and he missed a free throw at the Sixers game. We were sitting.
Wow.
We were sitting low.
Harrison Barnes haunted by the ghost of DC. Who would have ever thought?
Unfortunately, he can't shake it. So yeah, I'm going with that Warriors over the Bulls. Thank God. Yes.
Yeah, I am too. Get him off of the list.
This is where it gets fun. Steph, Dre, and Clay, or Duncan, Manu, and Tony Parker.
Steph Dre and
Let
Clay.
me get those Spurs boys. I like that longevity.
That's
They
what
were
I'm saying. It's something.
I'll take the Spurs. I'll take the Spurs.
Okay,
I'm taking the
cool.
Warriors.
I'm looking taking the Spurs too because I think Duncan, Manu, Tony. Now, if you put Greg Popovich over there with the Warriors, they probably win 18 championships and still winning. But they got Steve Kerr who hates Steph Curry. So where we have that, there's the last one was Wilt, Elgin Baylor, and Jerry West against. Duncan,
I'm
Manu,
taking
Tony
the Spurs
Johnson.
over them. I'm taking the Spurs over them.
And I had two honorable mentions that y'all have to answer, but I had Hakeem, Clyde Drexler, and Chuck because they were old, but that's all 3 top 50 players.
Yeah,
Probably use the Spurs over them,
that's Chuck's outstanding.
too. Yeah. Oh
Yo,
my
wait.
God, it's so outstanding.
Did you have Embiid, Maxey,
Yo.
and Paul George on there?
No, unfortunately, I have Oubre, Quinn Grimes, and Lonnie Walker.
You've brought up Embiid
Yo.
in our top 10 duos list, and our basically the best big threes of all time. Get this polar bear out of here.
They are
I'm
trying
kidding.
to trade
We
Paul
are
George.
putting Tatum, Brown, and Derek White in our all-time big threes before we mention any trio with Embiid.
Wait.
We are
No.
Limbard,
We're
Siakam,
not
and
saying that.
Halliburton over.
Yes, we are, Danny. What are we talking about? Yes, we are.
Embiid, Maxey, and James Harden
And-
clear and Maxey.
That's funny because Tatum, Brown, and Marcus Smart ran them off the court. And that's a
talking
worse
about talent.
version. That is
talking
literally
about
you
talent.
literally take off Marcus Smart and insert a better player. That makes no sense.
Talking
Get
about
out of
talent.
here. We're talking about talent now.
I'm
And
saying
we're talking
me
about
and you
talent. KD, Kyrie, and James Harden would have been one, and we wouldn't have talked about this at all.
Oh, we talking teams? Oh, we talking.
Also, my team won a chip. So
Not
if
that
you
year.
don't got a Larry, stop talking.
Not that year.
Okay.
If you haven't been to the conference finals, stop talking. Like, what are we doing?
Uh-oh.
Not my lifetime. You're right.
Not in
In
your
Chris's they
lifetime
have.
at all.
In Chris's they have. In Chris's
That
they
is
have.
true. That is true. Have they? They have. I
Yeah.
think.
Bro, they were in the finals. They lost to the Lakers.
The Sixers did in 2001. I forgot about that.
Yep.
Jesus.
So forgettable.
We were not born then.
I forgot.
Just like we won't remember Embiid MVP. We won't remember
So I have to go
his
because
50
I just
ball.
realized how old I actually am. So yeah, forget my
Look,
game.
blame Danny, not me. He's
No.
We have to reach back all the way in the archives to talk about Sixers accomplishments, which I guess losing in the finals is an accomplishment now. Not
No,
me. I was stuck
hearing
inside all
Sixers-
summer after Tatum lost his.
Sixers, Cowboys.
No, hearing my name reach back in lifetime, wasn't born in the same sentence. Just rock my world, Michael Jackson style. My world is
Yeah, that
rocked.
is
I'm
pretty
about to go cry in the corner.
I don't know. Ever since I've been alive, the Sixers have done nothing appealing to my eye. Hence why I'm a Celtics fan.
Do you know what I'm gonna do? I think what I'm gonna do, and Danny just reminded me.
Outstanding.
For the rest of my life, yes, for the rest of my life, I'm gonna just have that on repeat and put it on my phone, and then just play it when I'm walking around. Because that's who I am now. I'm outstanding, Chris. That's who I am.
That's cool. Like another Chris I know, you will age very well, my man.
Maybe
Chris Paul?
According to Dan, I'm already started.
Yep.
I'm in the metamorphosis of aging because now he had to reach back into the time before he was born. I'm gonna call my mom later. Like, Mom, you should wait a little bit.
Should have waited a little bit. That's crazy.
Let him cook.
But that's everything from us. Again, leave a like, subscribe to the channel. Audio listeners, leave a like, follow the show, 5-star review, download the episode. From AP New Freezer, Culture by Amigos, DC Comics. Thank you guys for tuning in, and we'll catch you guys next week.